Hello, hello. Hi, welcome to everyone in the Facebook group for human design entrepreneurs. I've got a fantastic topic that I know everyone's really going to enjoy. Got a lot of feedback from this, whether it's people I work with individually or what I've heard from everybody within the community. How to craft a offer that's in alignment with your human design, and it's more in the high ticket category. So that's what we're going to be covering today. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in right now. If you could, it would be helpful to let me know if you're watching this live. So type live right now, so I know that you're here. Say hello and see who's tuning in. And then if you're catching this later on the replay, it helps me to know when you saw it. So type replay if you're catching replay later. Again, it's amazing to have everybody here. You can give your human design type as well. I always love to know that. It gives me more context when I'm going through the comments of, who it is that I'm speaking to. So your profile, your authority, and your human design type. And then lastly, if you could also, in the spirit of collaborating as entrepreneurs. Hi, Christine. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Katrina. Thanks for showing up and being here. For collaboration purposes, share some of your links. That I also love to know, what people are doing entrepreneurially. What's your offer about? We're going to be talking about how to optimize and make your offer more efficient and to match your human design with your ideal clients. So you're in the right place. You're looking for that particular training. Hi, Angie. Always good to see you. So yeah, the main topic is going to be offer creation, how to make an efficient offer, specifically by type, and then by, what's the next one? Authority. So your particular authority, and then the astrological gates. That's going to be more on the philosophical side, the metaphysical side, that what I say is the antidote to generic business coaching, that you can get a lot of general information, but it really comes to fruition and fulfillment when it's connected to you and who you are. So when it's connected to your chart, that's when people tend to feel that. Second half of the training, I'm going to do more of direct guidance in structuring your actual offer, like a framework. Stick around for that at the second half. All right. So again, if you're tuning in now, just give your human design type, drop some links about where your offer is at, what is that you do. I'd love to see that. I see Katrina's 5-1 self-projected projector. Christine's a 2-4 emotional authority manifesting generator. Wonderful. I'm a 1-3 emotional authority projector. Put your incarnation cross in there as well. I always like to know that. So again, the training today is going to be on offer creation. And I always say, it's impossible to give generic information per se about human design. So keep that in mind, that it's always going to be needed to be tailored to you for specifics about your chart. All right. So the welcome and orientation, we're going to go for about 45 minutes here until 4:45 Central Standard Time. Who this is for is, if you're here, it's probably for you, because I've informed you about this event, but it's for people looking to use their human design to create mid to high ticket offers. What that means is generally around $1,000 or more for getting into the mid ticket offer. Also, people who have already had traditional business coaching, but you want to make it more personalized. Type business coaching in the chat if you've had some traditional business coaching and you're kind of in this field now and you want to make it more personal to you with your human design. This training is not for people who are only doing free offers. It's admirable to be doing free work and work exchanges, but this training will specifically get you into the arena of mid to high ticket offers. It's not for people who aren't using human design, because then it wouldn't be relevant. What you'll get, or what's in it for you from this training, is learning how to effectively structure and offer, because a lot of good ideas out there, but I'm going to give you a specific framework. That's going to allow you to bring optimal benefits. You probably heard how business is commonly very results driven. So I'm going to focus on that as well, like how to make this the results that your ideal clients are actually looking for. I have a special offer at the end for people who are participating about how to work one-on-one individually using your human design chart as the guide. And then as usual, I like to offer some bonus resources that have to do with exactly what we've covered in this training. That way it's actionable. You can get a lot of good training out there, but you've probably heard implementation, application, taking action. I like to make it as action-oriented as possible. In the chat, type action if you're ready to take action and apply some of these in real time. Even as we're going through them, bring your chart up, make it about you so you remember it and it's relevant. I know there can be lots of things happening throughout the day, so taking this time to tune in and apply things as much as you can. Okay, the 3 topics by design: offer creation, where it shows up in the chart, by the 5 design types, by authority, and then by the planetary astrology gates. Those are the subcategories of offer creation in the chart that we shall cover. Second, I'm going to go through structuring a framework of these are some core key elements to consider for your offer creation. And then the resources at the end I will share with you. Before I get into the main part of the training, I always like to remind people about this because as a 1-3, anybody who's a 1-line might know that you love to make resources for people and share those particular resources. The Human Design Entrepreneurs group that you're currently watching this in the guides section is where I archive all of the previous trainings. That's where this training will go. And then I have a lot of those for you. So if you'd like those, comment guides in the section, in the chat section, and I'll send those to you after this training. So I like to start with definitions. Like, what exactly is an offer? It's a product. If you have a specific product, that would not, it's something that you create. It's not necessarily something that requires your time or effort. Usually up front though, so perhaps a course. A self-paced course would be an example of a product. A service, if you're doing any type of guidance, teaching, one-on-one or group sessions with people, that's more of a service. So a product or a service that involves a specific problem or challenge. At the heart of any business, you'll find that it comes down to solving a specific, unique problem. I'm going to be distinguishing between the difference between features and benefits. This is how to structure your offer and see the difference between those two. So as far as what is it that people are receiving in terms of features that then sets the stage for them to experience those particular benefits. It's a nuanced difference, but a feature would be kind of what it is they receive. So if they're getting one-on-one sessions over Zoom, group sessions, any type of messenger support, learning modules, what facilitates their learning process, what helps them solve that particular problem. Then after that, what are the results or the benefits that your clients are receiving to experience a transformative experience from the results that they gained after they experienced the features from your offer, which leads to results. There's a lot of different results that people are looking for, so I'm going to guide specifically on what are those results. And usually, kind of like human design, when you can attempt to categorize those, it makes it more specific. Because what you're looking for in your offer is for it to stand out and be unique. Type unique in the chat if that's what you know you need to do, is to stand out amongst the marketplace to be more unique so you don't get lost in the noise. Anyways, as far as categories goes, all the benefits and results seem to fit in these 3 categories of you're either improving either directly or indirectly. Indirectly, in that sometimes it's hard to draw a direct result to that. So it could be, you could maybe phrase it as a non-linear type of result or a non-linear benefit. I know anybody in the manifestation field, type in manifest if you understand this, how it's hard to give a direct benefit for something that could show up in their life at a different stage in their life from something that they've improved within themselves. So it's like a nonlinear result or nonlinear benefit. So improved health, improved wealth, or improved relationships. Those are the three main categories. Okay, and to start with a problem here, as far as this is my story, a lot of story I've heard from people as well, is that you start out typically with more of a low ticket offer, like $1,000 or less. And it's just a simple input to output ratio in that, say for example, your offer is $300. That's if you're doing individual sessions, that's a respectable amount, say for like a 1 hour session for $300. But then when you crunch the numbers, that would require you to have 10 clients a month for a gross profit of $3,000. That sounds decent. But then when you minus taxes and business expenses, I know that the monthly subscriptions can kind of stack up over time. Realistically, the take home, you're looking at like $1,500 or less a month. Type get it in the chat if you get this. That at a certain point, you almost have to scale up to a mid to high ticket offer, because then you get into the continual business mechanism of lead generation. That would also necessitates that you'd have to bring in 10 clients every month. So you have to sustain that. And if you have less, then you're not meeting your monthly revenue goal. Thus, what I present as the solution for low ticket offers is there's nothing wrong with having low ticket offers. It's a great place to start. It's a very good entry point for your clients to understand what it is that you do, to see how they can work with you more long term. So the problem is more so not having any type of upgrade options that are available for them, for your clients to work with you on more of a long-term basis to go deeper. So if you have that available for them, there's an upgrade. They can go deeper with you and experience more of the benefits that they did from the low ticket offer. So this solution is multifold as far as when you start to scale up your offer, you ensure that you're really tuning into what it is the problem area that you can solve. So you're also educating yourself the more you up your offer. And then you also start to see that you're meeting the needs of the marketplace, because that's where you find synergy as well between, business principles and your chart. There's also the dynamic between what your unique inherent gifts are, your natural abilities, but then you have to answer the question, is that what the marketplace needs? Are you also meeting the need of the marketplace of what is it people are looking for? Because there's lots of solutions out there. So it's all going to be about standing out as yourself and being unique. Then your offer becomes more compelling because technically, hypothetically, they couldn't find that solution anywhere else from anyone else other than you and your offer. So you meet a very specific need in the marketplace that kind of revolves around a niche, but when it's your niche, what you love doing, what you're passionate about, then there isn't as much of a feeling of, oh, I don't want to limit myself or niche down. So conclusion here, regardless of what your offer is, you have one. That's kind of the punchline of this training, is that having one core offer that you're regularly promoting is key. Because if you give people a lot of different options, they're usually going to take the low ticket offer first. So having one, especially if you're having calls with your clients and you are providing the solution for them, if you give them lots of options, it's going to be confusing for them. You've probably heard this before, but confused people don't buy because they don't know what you're offering. So it's clarity in your offer. This is a part of the resource that you'll get afterwards. I've recently attended some more high-level, business coaching programs, and this is what people are doing to really stand out. In addition to what we're doing here in this community with matching things to human design, is, do you have a unique brand? Number one, type brand in the chat if you are clear on your brand. Like, you know what your brand is and it has a specific name to it, because that's the first step in being unique. People it's like brand identity. You've heard that term. They go, oh, I know this brand, which can also fit in the category of personal branding as far as branding yourself. So that this makes it more unique and memorable. So is your brand searchable? If people search it, is it going to stand out? Or does it, the opposite of unique is like, I offer life coaching. You may be an amazing life coach, But if people search life coach, how many results is that going to bring up? A lot. So something that's unique. Visual elements as well. Is there a unique visual element to your brand with consistent colors, that type of thing that people recognize it just visually? Number two, triple D is called dig deeper diagnosis. Any one lines? Type of one in the chat if you're a one line and you can't possibly dig deeper into things. So you do it more of a diagnostics on, does your offer help clients identify their own challenge? This one is actually really important, as opposed to, this is where I see the marketplace moving away from just digging into people's pain points and dwelling too much on the problem, as opposed to elevating your audience to actually help them become more problem aware. Because when they show up to you, this also lends itself well to attraction marketing. That if your content and your offer promotion itself is guiding people to self-identify, to go, I have this particular challenge, and I saw your marketing, and how can you help me with this? I'm interested. So do you have, are you able to help them identify their own challenge? Then does it help them identify their future state? So that's talking about the end result as far as the benefits go. You also want to have a offer that inspires inspiration. Inspiration, not dwelling on the problems per se, but what do you want to achieve? What end result state do you want? Do you want to improve your health, your relationships, and bring in more finances and increase your monthly revenue? Because those are the things that actually get people really excited because they want them, because everybody wants them. And then how do you uniquely deliver that? Third is gamify, to make it more fun. Fun, is there any kind of sort of celebration aspect in your offer? Think of it as like rewards if you have particular milestones to gauge people's progress. When they successfully apply some principle of your offer and what they're learning. Is there anything that they receive as some type of a reward? Fourth is, this is like fine tuning more of the back end of your offer, as far as once you have a large audience, asking yourself this question, is there anything supplementary that's a product or a service, especially in the arena of like affiliate marketing, of something that they would already want to buy already? And you can incorporate affiliate marketing into your services after you've really clearly identified of what is it that they're looking for in the first place, as opposed to just throwing random affiliate offers at them that are not applicable. And then a real scalable option is, are people recommending your own services and your offer in the word of mouth? Because you can hear all kinds of things about marketing, but it only comes down to word of mouth as being the key. Okay, pull up your charts. Type chart in the chat if you have it up already. If not, pull up your charts, because this is when we're going to get into the specifics of where offer creation shows up in the chart. Be open to inspiration here, as far as the things you're already contemplating about your offer currently. These are the fine-tuned details when you can kind of go, aha, that really resonates with me. All right, so again, it can't be generic, because with 5 design types, it's always going to come off as generic. So keep that in mind. But type manifester in the chat if you're a manifester. I'm going to start there. It's all about initiating. It's more of an instructive energy. A lot of times manifestors can consider themselves to be more of a teacher. I call it one-way transmissions, to make an impact, And the keys here are trusting yourself, that this is the powerful energy that you have. You don't necessarily have to wait in the same way. You don't have to wait for recognition. It's kind of a fast-paced, on the move energy. So trusting yourself in the process is crucial. Then making an impact. Like, how am I going to make the biggest impact possible? Manifesting generators. Type manifesting generators in the chat if this is your design type. I love working with manifesting generators because there's so much dynamism. Like, that's always the key word that comes to mind. It's very dynamic. So don't dilute that down or sanitize it. You harness it. Stack is a word I keep hearing right now. Like, you stack that energy and you bring it into your offer. So I think it more is like channel or harness it into what you're doing to incorporate variety. So structure it in that you have one offer, because Imbalance can be like, I have so many offers, and then you're confused and everyone else is confused. So one offer, one core offer that you promote, and then within that offer, you structure all of your passions. It's very multi-passionate energy. That way you have a lot of flexibility so you don't get bored and you can always be shifting gears, but it's still clear for your client. So it's like, this is the one offer. Once you get started, then we can rock and roll. All right, next up is generators. Type generator in the chat if that's your design type. Waiting, sure, waiting to respond is part of it, but nowadays things happen so quickly that you don't have to wait a whole lot, especially when you've tapped into the pulse of your marketplace and your audience. So you follow your creative responses. That's when it's more in flow, creative responding in response to people's needs, what they're looking for. So it's all about resonance and then developing mastery over time. So it's refining, streamlining your offers because it's this path, gradual path to mastery. Type projectors in the chat if you're a fellow projector. I know that you'll probably understand this because it's all about energy. Energy, energy, energy. It's so broad and vague, but energy efficiency, especially your energy, to be efficient with it as possible. And this is why waiting for recognition. For all intents and purposes, I'm pretty confident saying this to projectors that you don't have to wait for invitations if you're an entrepreneur. You're waiting for recognition of people that get you. That allows you to cultivate and bring out your inner wisdom. When it's recognized and invited, it's very energizing. You know that it's not going to fall on deaf ears. People want to hear it. Type in wisdom in the chat if you're a projector and you understand this. Then efficiency. So you develop your offers that are going to also help your clients be more efficient in their life to achieve their goals. Not necessarily in the fastest way, because fast is almost a trap sometimes in business to say rapid results. You know, that can certainly happen. But a lot of things take time. You know, they take time to unfold. Lastly, any reflectors here, type reflector in the chat. It's all about being unique. Unique, and I mean, this is really where it shines through of people are very much intrigued by reflector energy in the first place. So creating offers that are more about reflection, introspection, taking time, and design your offers around this to allow people to contemplate and really come to their own clarity and resolutions within themselves. And then community. Community is really a big focus for all design types for sure, but reflectors especially, to be the heart of their community and calibrate the overall health and well-being of the community. Okay, that's by design type. And next, this is going to take, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's pretty straightforward. But again, this is, I would say, to encapsulate the layers and the depth of how it really comes down to every individual person, you know. And so to say, you could say, oh, I'm a generator, but I've got this different authority. So you might go about things completely differently. So I will just recap for people who are listening on this training to just tune in to, you know, these are some finer details of your offer, of how it's going to match you and yourself, and then also how it's going to come across to other people. There's 7 different authorities in the human design system. First, just because it's the majority, emotional authority. Type emotional authority in the chat if this is yours. It's 46% of the population. Creating offers that connect with people on an emotional level. That's where the strength lies. 2, type sacral authority if this is your authority. 35% of the population. And it's about resonance, gut level resonance, kind of yes, no, gut level responses. So creating offers around that. Yes, no questions work really well. Third, if you're splenic authority, type that in the chat. This is 11% of the global population. It's connecting on an intuitive level. So talking about instincts, your intuition, those are the types of, it's more subtle. It's a more subtle energy. So offers around your intuition. Again, a lot of people can use intuition, and a lot of people have defined splenic authority, but this is more tailored to splenic authority. 4th, type self-projected. If you're self-projected, it's both the heart identity and the level of your identity. Like this really resonates with the core of who I am. And that will speak to your ideal clients of heart connection and identity. Fifth type, mental projected authority. If that's yours, it's connecting on more of a mind-centric intellectual level. Sixth type, ego projected. If this is yours, it's 1% of the population. And it's willpower, connecting on the level of willpower, developing your offer around this, the stick-to-itness, the can do it, I can do it. Maybe the let's go energy, as I often call it. Okay, seven, final is lunar authority, which would be specific to reflectors. And again, introspection, reflection, taking time, no need to rush, kind of take it easy energy. What's everybody's hurry? Okay, now planetary astrology gates. There's a lot of them. I tend to just pick out 3. So if you're looking at your chart, type in the chat which ones are yours. And in line with your offer creation, these 3 I pick out as like drive, because when you have drive, that's one of the most sustainable energies to be able to continually create an offer that inspires people is if it taps into your drive. So in this example, the moon gates are 14 and 30. This is about drive. What are you passionate about? And then communication is a big one as well. So your Mercury gates. So in this example, it's 19 and 51 are the themes of the Mercury gate, because the precursor to what's my offer question starts with what's my message? What am I here to communicate? What does my unique voice want to say in the world? And that revolves around the themes of your Mercury gates. Type those in the chat. What are your moon gates and what are your Mercury gates? I'd love to know. Okay, to recap what we covered about offer creation in the chart, how to create an offer briefly by design type, the 5 design types, and then the 7 authorities. So based on your authority, there can be subtleties and nuances there as far as how you craft your particular offer to resonate with you and your audience. And then third, we just covered, astrological gates of looking at the moon gates and then the Mercury gates. Conclusion, as I always say over and over again, there's no one way to create an offer. There are principles, and that's the structure we're going to go into to follow these particular structures. And that's up next. Okay, this is a little wordy, but keep in mind the structuring part isn't always as glamorous as tapping into your true self. But you combine the two, and that's where you find the magic. So this is what I call the offer game plan to match your offer with your ideal client. So you start with other people first. The marketplace is shifting to that, where it's less and less about being an influencer and brand identity. Those things are still important. So you integrate those, but it's becoming more and more about speaking to you, speaking to the other person. Here's what I can do for you, because that's ultimately what people care about when they're looking to solve a problem. They're looking to solve a problem. They say, what can this person do for me? So here's the first place to start. Keep it simple with 3 key categories. How would you explain who your ideal clients are? And then 3 qualifying factors. So pre-qualification is really important because you can reach a really wide audience in the marketplace. So you want to pre-qualify as much as possible, and you yourself have to be clear on that first. So example, in the human design entrepreneurs community, of course, it's open to everybody to learn more about it, but typically to get started on more of a higher level, it's important that you have a good grasp of human design. Otherwise, you can get in the rabbit hole of I got to learn all about human design first. So a good pre-qualification is at least 12 months of human design, at least 12 months of having started your business already and being entrepreneurial. And then currently working with clients, it already helps kind of have some traction and be on that path already. So be thinking about what are these 3 qualifiers for your ideal clients. If you've already worked with clients, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just think, who are people that I loved working with and how would they, what's the similarities or the pattern or the through thread? Okay, part two. This is where you're matching your offer with their core desires. What do they want? What are they looking to receive? Health, wealth, and relationships. Can it fit into these three categories? If it can't, let me know because I'd like to know. So example here is people want to be themselves more with human design. So that's something they're looking for is that's a relationship type of category of your relationship with yourself to be more yourself and then apply that to your business to then also attract the right clients. That's something else that any business owner would want is to find not only clients, but the right clients. Third, increasing their monthly revenue and then scaling that up, making it sustainable. So be thinking like, what are these three core desires that your clients have? Some good question. The question to ask yourself is, what does my ideal client sleep up? What keeps them awake at night? What keeps them awake at night? And then what do they think about in the first thing they wake up in the morning? And that's usually the same thing. Okay, this is where it gets more into results because they're looking for an end result. What does your offer to them in terms of benefits? It could be increasing their monthly revenue. This is more business. But again, you can lead to that in some ways if you work with entrepreneurs and you help them, remove energy blocks. You can speak more to that particular client of, what's in the way of the money blocks? What can we do together on a deep level to remove some of those energetic blocks to then be open to receive more revenue, more clients? Okay, fourth part of this is in terms of celebration, it feels more fun, less like work. That's some of the quote unquote work you can do for your clients is like they've already got a problem that they're focused on and they're relieved to be able to actually make a purchase because that's what I like to reframe the world of selling in terms of selling is more of a pushy energy. If you're on this training, you're into human design, I'm guessing that pushing things on people isn't necessarily what you like doing. I think the marketplace is also waking up to that as well, where it's more about attraction, bringing the right people into your audience who already want to buy. So you're providing a service to them. They already want to buy. How can you make it more fun? Examples here is like a welcome package, something that they receive right away. Like after the purchase, here's something that you get. Some sort of resources, something that they can get started on because there's a level of enthusiasm when you make a purchase. Like think of any time you've pulled out your debit card and bought something. It's like it's a rush and you just are excited. So the being able to get started on something right away, that can make a big difference to kind of keep the energy going into your longer term work with them. And then third, anything personalized, like that's a good question to ask yourself about an optimal offer that people love is it feeling personal to them. How can you make it more personalized? A gift in the mail, little things go a long way. Type celebration in the chat if this is something that resonates with you. If you currently do it, if it's giving you good ideas, let me know what these ideas are. That's the best part of this type of training is hearing what new insights you have or what things you are considering to include in your offer. Okay, next part of structuring your offer here is going to be word economy. Word economy, clarity, concision in your message. The best thing I could possibly offer you here, this is almost something that should cost money because it takes so much to actually get to this point, to have something this simple. There's a lot of things out there like it. So I hope you're using some sort of template like this already, where it's kind of in one statement. It's like this magic formula. It's all people need to know about you, your audience, what you offer, what problem you solve, and then your unique method. So if you can use this, please do. Please do. This is one of my absolute favorite things to work with people one-on-one is to find the absolute heart of their message, to be able to confine it into one essence, into one statement. So here's the formula here. An example is I guide, so some sort of actionable word. Do you educate? Do you teach? Who is then your audience, your ideal clients? Human design entrepreneurs would be the audience in this equation. And then to integrate their life and soul purpose into a successful and meaningful business so they can be their own leader without the pressure of following someone else's agenda by using, and this is really important here, your unique method. If it's something generic, if it's like the life coaching mastery program, it's cool, but it falls on deaf ears because who hasn't heard that a million times? So the Human Design Entrepreneurs 90-Day Self-Exploration Roadmap. I don't know of any other offer out there like that. So that's what you want to find is there's no other name that has that, what you offer. Okay, step 6 of structuring your offer is the steps. This is not necessarily what you have to communicate in your marketing or promoting your offer because people don't care as much about the steps. Type boring in the chat if your eyes gloss over when people start talking about the specific steps. It's just boring. Like, it's not that you don't care, it's just that you're more focused on how do I solve this challenge? What's the benefit? What's the result? You know, and then, but this is where it's important for you. I see Kimberly says boring, and the steps are like, you know, whatever. But this is where it's important for you as the business owner to establish that for them to then efficiently guide them through the steps. So structure that. Structure that. So it doesn't have to be 5 steps per se, but that's just a starting point. You know, what process do my clients go through to achieve the results they're looking for? In the roadmap, for an example, it starts with a human design reading. That sets the tone for it being about you, it being your chart being the main guide of the whole experience to make it as personal as possible. Then a core part of the process is message and offer building. That's what we're talking about today, but going more in depth to that of how does it relate to you specifically. Then audience and marketing. That's a theme. You can think of it more as thematic, perhaps, as steps or stages. What's the particular theme of this part of my offer? Again, thinking about features. This is a feature of the offer. Fourth, attracting buyers. That's a theme. It relates to the direct result of clients wanting to bring in more buyers, more revenue, more clients. And then fifth, scaling and sustainability. What are the principles at play that are going to make this not only enjoyable, but structure in the way that's going to be where you're in it for the long term, as opposed to just the short term. Okay, 7th, I think this is a couple more. Program details. I covered this already, but it's distinguishing between features and benefits. I won't cover this too much of what do your clients receive? Are they getting Zoom sessions, messenger support, worksheets? What are the features that are bringing them to the benefits? What are the benefits? What are the results? That's what drives people to buy things. What's the benefit? Here's 12 benefits that everybody wants. They all in some way fit into health, wealth, and relationships. So be thinking to yourself, what are the benefits that my offer provides? Health and wellness, improvement in their intellectual life. Are they learning? Emotional life, developing their character, their spirituality, love and relationships. These are all things that universally, ubiquitously, people are looking for. Okay, pricing. This is a resource that I have for you at the end. It's called the Definitive Guide to Increase Your Price. There's a lot of questions about like, what do I price my offer at, especially getting into the mid to high ticket space. So the core question I'll suggest is, what's a major problem that this solves for my clients, and how much are they willing to pay for it? You can do market research. What are people paying for a similar service like yours? Output, how much of your time and energy are you contributing so that you're actually compensated appropriately for what you're putting into it? Experience, how much experience do you have in the field? Have you been doing it for a long time? These are all the ways to justifiably increase your price. You can have a full pay option, and then also can be good to give people some payment options as well. Covered this. What's your unique program name? example, Human Design Entrepreneur's 90-day roadmap. Purpose is to stand out in the marketplace, not unique. So if you have something like this, I really recommend, like, how can you just infuse it with something that stands out? So if it's 30-day mastery challenge, heard it. A week breakthrough transformation, heard that. 60-day leadership summit. These are all kind of generic things. Okay, last and definitely not least is the biggest concern that people have is the ROI. Like, if I'm investing this much money, what do I get? You know, I don't want to invest this much money and then not get the result. So what can you offer that's a no risk guarantee? Example, satisfaction guarantee, guarantee the result somehow. Maybe if it's a product, say it's a course, you could have a pause or a cancellation policy, something like this that addresses what's the primary concern on ROI. To recap, it's a non-linear process. So if your current offer doesn't actually have all these elements to it, that's totally okay. It's totally okay. It evolves for people over time. Type in non-linear in the chat if you get this. If it's like when you start to understand these principles more, then you apply them in real time. So I encourage you to just kind of apply as much of this as possible, trusting that it'll evolve over time. Okay, we talked about defining your ideal clients. What are their core desires? Determining their biggest results. Distinguishing what do they receive from your offer that's going to then be the features that lead them towards the benefits and the results. Ultimately, you compile that all together into one clear offer with a unique name. Then you're golden. Okay, if you're looking for individualized, personalized support specifically to your human design chart, what I offer is one-on-one guidance over 90 days. That probably won't be a surprise because I've kind of talked about that throughout the training and integrated it into it in real time to kind of say, this is what I personally love to do. So I love to weave it into the core of the training and the message. And I learn just as much in the process as much as I'm able to help other people. These are the 5 phases that I guide people through on this particular roadmap of what's most relevant for you. Same with your human design chart. Not everything in the human design system is going to apply to you. So not everything in the 90-day roadmap is going to apply to you either, or is there time to cover it in 3 months? But for what we're talking about today, phase 2 is where I cover, like, what's your message? What's in your Mercury gates? What resonates with you the most? What's something that you always talk about? What's something you love to do that you do all the time anyways? How do you then structure your offer around that? And that's when you get into the real, true, non-cliche feeling of alignment. Like, this truly aligns with me. This is what I want. This is what I'm meant to do on that deep level. Some of the features of the 90-day roadmap over 12 weeks, pretty simple. Messenger support with me. You've probably talked to me on chat. We've probably chatted together already. I'm guessing if you're here on this training, I've sent you a personalized invite. So it's on that format of Monday through Friday, whatever you want feedback on, what we're talking about. That's where we coordinate things. We meet over Messenger. Weekly, there's work involved, so I guide on that specifically of weekly assessments, seeing where things are at, gauging progress to make sure that you're on track with your specific goals and milestones. And then on a bi-weekly basis, every 2 weeks, we meet on Zoom on the specific themes of what we're covering to make it actionable and relevant to you based off your human design chart. Kimberly says you make it seem so easy. I appreciate that. I love to hear that. Because I like to make it simple as possible. I appreciate that. Okay, so for this particular promotion cycle that I have right now until March 1st, I'm offering some specific bonuses and a guarantee. Bonus 1, I've got $500 off the one-time investment for the 12 weeks. Includes a 90-minute in-depth chart reading together, the Monday through Friday messenger support outside of our one-on-one sessions. And then I've got all kinds of resources and user guides to fulfill any human design questions that you have. And I generally want, especially anyone on this call who's been part of the trainings, like, I so appreciate you, and my heart and soul is in this. So my guarantee for qualified individuals, I'll work with you one-on-one, even if it's past the 90 days, until you receive the full investment back from your own revenue. I can't offer this to anybody. So to see if it's something that I could actually help you with and you'd be qualified for, we'd be a good match to work together, type roadmap. And when you type roadmap in the chat, I'll send you, or someone else on the team will send you a message to do a quick assessment on your business, just to, to get in touch and see if this is something that would be the right timing for you, match your human design authority, and it'd be a good decision for you. That's the most important thing. So yeah, type roadmap here. If you prefer, you can just send me a direct private message on Facebook, and you'll be the first in line for an assessment on your business for one-on-one guidance. This is more an approval call. So to secure your spot, I only have four spots now. I've got 4 spots available to get started in the next week, for direct guidance on your business through the 90-day roadmap experience. I've covered all the steps so far for the most part. I mean, if you're here on this training about offers, that can be something we start with. So if you want to skip ahead in the roadmap, if something's more relevant for you, we can go straight to offers. It's designed to be flexible around what's your current state of your business, what you're looking to achieve. But these are the main steps here as far as human design, chart reading, and then a business foundations, talk about message and copywriting, and then ultimately to bring in more clients and increase your revenue, because I know that that's what matters most. So yeah, again, offer ends March 1st. That's in a week or so. I've got 4 spots available. Even if you're on the fence a little bit, if you're not quite sure, if we've chatted already, it's totally up to you. I'd love to talk to you anyways. I just love hearing about people's business. Just send me a message, type a roadmap here, and I'll be in touch with you shortly afterwards. All right, for the to really solidify the training today, and I really appreciate everyone being here and learning along with me, being part of the community. If you type in offer, type in all caps so I can see it, type in offer, and you'll get a bunch of stuff. I'll send you a copy of these slides. That's going to be really important because it has this framework, excuse me, the framework and the structure that we covered. And then the increase your price guide to justifiably increase your price. If you have more of a low to mid ticket offer, this is really going to help you, take the logical steps to make sure that you have the confidence that your high ticket offer is going to, reflect everything that you want it to, and it's actually going to be well received. Offer upgrade template with some of those ideas of how to increase your brand, dig deeper into market research, all the business stuff. And then to tailor even more to human design, I always give the audience and marketing by design workbook. So again, if you want this, I'd love to send it to you in Messenger afterwards. So type in offer in all caps and I'll send that over to you. If you have anything in the comments now, I always spend at least a few days into next week, like talking to people, just hearing about your business, what you have going on. So type it in the comments. If you got questions, I can't always answer all of them, but the first few days for sure, what are particular questions you have. I really love hearing any type of new insights that you've had from this training that we've covered. What are your takeaways? What do you want to apply? What's actionable to you? So absolutely let me know that in the comments and we can be in touch. I would really, again, like to, thank everyone, express my sincere gratitude for everyone in the Human Design Entrepreneurs community who's been a part of this. It's a really gratifying job for me to do, and doesn't feel like work per se, just because I know that it's deeply meaningful, and yeah, I'm happy to share that as I'm learning it with you. So again, type roadmap in the comments if you'd like to be in touch about possibly going through the roadmap together with one-on-one guidance. I'd love to to help you, reach your goals in your business and your life and make things as easy and simple as possible. For those resources, type offer in the comments and I'll send those to you afterwards. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will hopefully talk to you soon.